crowd today. Welcome to one more of the Nanaimo Chamber's Inspiration Motivation series of virtual events. First off, I pay respect to Nanaimo's, Sanas, and Saminas for the privilege of working, playing, and learning on their unceded territories. Today, we're excited to reconnect with Isabelle Mercier-Turcotte, this time with the topic heading, Helpfulness is the New Hustle. I think you'll agree with me even more on the timelines of this by the end of the session today. Just this week, Chamber member Brent Barutis of the Partnership Group posted an excellent commentary titled, They Call It Customer Service. Brent brings to mind how easy it is to fail, but how it's actually even easier to succeed. And today, Isabelle will tell us how easy it is to achieve success simply by hitting the helpfulness switch. Customer service, coincidentally, is the foundation upon which the Chamber runs. Like so many businesses in Nanaimo, we create and manage opportunities for businesses to succeed. We don't manufacture anything other than opportunities for success. So our specialization is to communicate, interact, intersect, advocate, and facilitate. Service is delivered in different ways, especially these days. That's why I felt that LeapZone Strategies' Helpfulness is the New Hustle was a perfect fit for us all today. I thank Leadership Vancouver Island for agreeing with us on that point and sponsoring today's event. I'm pleased to introduce Chamber Ambassador Dirk Heideman of Heideman Art of Photography to tell you all about Leadership Vancouver Island and to introduce Isabelle. Go, Dirk.
Thank you, Kim. Good day, everyone. I too would like to recognize that we are on the ancestral and unceded territories of the Nanaimo First Nations. Leadership Vancouver Island is absolutely thrilled to be in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and LeapZone Strategies for today's workshop. My name is Dirk Heideman, and I am the Marketing Director for Leadership Vancouver Island. For over 13 years, Leadership Vancouver Island's participant program has brought together young and old employees, managers, and entrepreneurs to gain valuable insight on how to lead themselves, lead others, and lead their community. Leadership Vancouver Island has been a pivotal change for many in their home life, business, and their community. I know, as I was a participant in the program 5 years ago. Gaining insight into leadership skills is what we're all about. And if you want to know more about Leadership Vancouver Island and see if it's the right fit for you, please check out our website at www.leadershipvi.com. I'll leave my contact information in the chat box. We would absolutely love to hear from you. And speaking of leadership and awesome leaders, we're all in for a fabulous treat today with Isabelle. She is a no-nonsense dynamo born to catapult passionate entrepreneurs and thought leaders to build businesses and brands designed to make life better. As one of North America's top business influencers, best-selling author, two-time TEDx speaker, and over 2.5 million views, and TV show host, Isabelle brings 25 years of branding, marketing, and customer experience expertise. Isabelle is co-founded her first seven-figure business a few years back out of her teens and quickly became one of the most awarded branding firms in Canada, including Canada's Best SME Entrepreneur of the Year. Isabelle is a fitness fanatic, from being an avid yogi to deadlifting over 250 pounds. Please join me in giving a warm chamber welcome to brand strategist, best-selling author, and motorcycle enthusiast, Isabelle from LeapZone.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. And I'm actually talking about fitness. I'm actually building my own gym right now I'm splitting my garage and building my own gym. I'm very excited about that. All right, so and I want to thank everybody for participating live here today, because there's a lot of Zoom. There's death by Zoom meetings right now. Lots of people. Kim was just on a Zoom, gonna just arrive just in time to start the meeting today. And a couple of weeks ago, I had 35 Zoom meetings in 1 week, and so I know how exhausting it can be. I promise to make it as entertaining and as impactful as humanly possible. So you're here, which means you want to grow and you want to create more impact. And if you're someone who want more clients, but doesn't necessarily love selling, well then you're in luck, because this is the new era, and this era is helpfulness is the new hustle. It's all about being more helpful. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. How to rapidly grow your business, your impact, and your influence by serving rather than selling. Even though, of course, you're going to sell more, but by helping. So I want to ask a question. And by the way, during the presentation, we're going to have a Q&A at the end. Absolutely write your thoughts down, write your questions, write your insights, your ahas, because those are all things that I'm going to want to hear towards the end of the presentation. And my first question that I have for you today is your marketing so helpful that people would happily pay for it? Right? Would people pay for your free marketing because it's juicy, it's helpful, it's impactful? I personally truly believe, and I've seen undeniable proof, that the key to breaking through the noise isn't being louder, it's becoming profoundly helpful and relevant. Operating from a true place of generosity, a true place of helpfulness is what your clients resonate with and are attracted to. Because, let's face it, if you sell someone something, right, then you make a sale. You make a customer today. But if you help and delight someone, you earn a customer for life. And earn here is not a lightly utilized word. You need to earn customers' trust, because help beats hype every time. Every time. And I'm sure that you'll agree that, we've been in the middle of a whole lot of uncertainty for the past year and a half, almost 2 years. Yeah, a good year and a half. And in uncertainty, help for sure beats hype, period. Now, uncertainty, that's not fun. Times are scary and we don't like uncertainty. But I do know that helpfulness in a time that is uncertain is even more appreciated. And here's the thing, in every problem, therein lies the next solution. And in every solution, therein lies the next problem. This time right now will define what kind of entrepreneur you are and what kind of entrepreneur you want to become. Being an entrepreneur, as you know, that comes with a lot of responsibilities. Entrepreneurs are problem solvers. Everything that's been created on this planet was created out of necessity, right? Out of solving a problem that needs solving. And I know for a fact that your prospects and clients, they need it. They need what you have to offer. They want what you have to offer. They need your help more than ever. This is the single greatest business opportunity since electricity, in my opinion. And if you look at the past, if you look past the old ways of doing business and of marketing, and if you look past the old ways of customer service, what you'll find is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to massively propel your business forward in ways that were unthinkable even just 6 months ago. The key to breaking through customer cynicism and competitor messaging clutter is not shouting louder. It's becoming, as I said, truly relevant and massively helpful. Helpfulness is, in my opinion, the new hustle. And my hope is for our time together today to inspire you to become an entrepreneur that lives and that breathes and that operates to make people's lives better. Your team, your suppliers' lives better, your clients' lives better, your prospects' lives better. And to do so by serving rather than selling. A little bit about me, for those of you who don't know me, I'm known as the Simon Cowell of branding, the guy from American Idol. And I choose to see this as a compliment, even though some people wouldn't, because I know that this guy sure knows how to spot and catapult talent forward. I'm just a little tiny bit more fashionable and maybe nicer than him. But in the past 25 years, as Dirk said earlier, I've created a 7-figure branding agency right out of my teens, a 7-figure coaching agency. I've produced and hosted the #1 brand positioning online TV show called Leap TV. So if you don't know about Leap TV, I recommend that you look for it, leaptv.com, totally free, super awesome. And you'll see an evolution in the episodes and lots of laughter. Let's put it this way. I love bloopers and I'm great at making bloopers. I won Entrepreneur of the Year and I've been voted one of North America's top small business influencers. And I'm not saying this to give myself a pat on the back by no means. I'm saying this because I have been through in these 25 years my fair share of having to reinvent and having to reposition myself to become and stay the first, the best, or the only. And I've done that with my team successfully, with hundreds, thousands of entrepreneurs and thought leaders around the world to fulfill my quest, right? My quest to be helpful and to make life better for others, for myself, and being of utmost service. Because why? That feels great. You know, when nobody's gotten up one day and said, I want to live, but I don't want to make an impact. We all want to make an impact. And being of service feels amazing. And what does it do? It actually gets people in the thankful mode and it gets people talking, which is key. And word of mouth, you know, if you want to grow your business with more ease, get people talking about you. The easiest way to grow a business in any economy, not just this one, any, is for your customers to grow it with you. It's for your employees to grow it with you. But of course, that only occurs if you deliver a service or a product that people want and a customer experience that's worth bragging about, right? That's worth talking about. And word of mouth influences more than 50% of all purchases on the planet. That's huge. Yet we take that golden little nugget for granted every day. You know, we assume that our customers will talk about us, but they don't unless you ask or unless you give them something to talk about. HelloFresh actually does this really well. HelloFresh is ingredients that you purchase, meals that you purchase, all you need to do is prepare and cook. They leverage word of mouth beautifully with their Sharing is Caring campaign. And I just did this, an hour ago. I actually sent a few free food boxes to friends just because I thought it's a good gift to give, the gift of time and the gift of healthy food. And I was a word of mouth for them today, right? And I did that because I felt like it, because I can, because they make it possible. If you love chips, Pop Chips does the same. You know, they know that having a happy customer advocate for the goodness of their products is way more effective than any other marketing strategies. When you want to grow and when you want to grow fast, leverage that. I was raised by a hairdresser. My mom was a hairdresser. I was literally raised in a hairdresser salon. And my mom rocked it. This woman lived to surprise and delight her customers daily. She was unbeatable for customer service, and as a result of that, she consistently had a 3-month waiting list in a village of about 2,000 people in Quebec, very, very deep in the deep in the Quebec region. So, and here's what I learned as a young child working with her. I learned to listen to the unsaid. You know, people say a lot in between words with their energy, with their body language. I learned to always look for ways to wow and delight like she did. I learned to serve with love, attention, and intention. Remembering that Jane, loves peppermint tea with 1 ice cube in it. And Paul loves a 10-second cold water rinse after his shampoo. Those are little things that when you remember those things, they make a difference. People feel that you care. That's what I learned the most, is the little things make a huge difference. They compound. And I remember being about 9 years old and I was designing new hairstyles and as drawings for my mom's clients and massaging people's scalps and hands to make the waiting time more fun and more pleasant. And literally, you know, less frustrating. Who loves waiting in a place where they should have their act together, right? But sometimes you need to wait. So why not make that waiting time more fun? That made that coming to our salon was a treat, that people craved. And it was fun, and it was pampering, and it was pure fuel for the soul. Every day my mom would say, Isabelle, who will you make life better for today, girl? I was raised with that phrase. So of course today, this is what I do. I help entrepreneurs make life better for their business, for their team, for their prospects and their clients. And that's what I want to double click on today. So what we'll do on the agenda is I'll share why there's a fight for attention right now so much, and how to have better communication that actually work for you. We're going to look at, I'm going to share the threesome of awesome, as I like to call it, that will literally change your life forever and the way you operate business. And I'm going to share with you some cost-effective marketing ideas that are designed to help you build trust and, of course, make life better. And what I'll do is I'll share at the end, I'll share a few free resources as well to help you implement what you learned today. Because, you know, knowing something is one thing, implementing it is a total different ballgame. It's a total different Oprah show, right? And knowing something and not implementing it is worse. I'd rather you not know it and not implement it than know it and not implement it. So, and as I said earlier, if you have thoughts or questions along the way, just pop them in the chat and we'll be happily looking at that at the end. Can you solve algebra by chewing bubble gum? I wish I would have been a rock star in school had this been the case. No, of course not. You can't solve algebra by chewing bubble gum. Yet, that's what most people are doing when it comes to their marketing, in my opinion. Because most business owners do not know what they stand for. They don't know what their brand stands for. They don't know what their clients and prospect need and want the most, because people don't buy what they need, really, they buy what they want. And most entrepreneurs don't know what makes them different. And quality, by the way, guys, is not a difference. Quality is a staple. It's expected in business. So most entrepreneurs don't know what makes them different. And if they know what makes them different, they don't quite know how to communicate that difference effectively. So, and if you can't communicate that difference effectively and so that you can resonate, how can you expect your clients and prospects to find you and, most importantly, choose you over your competitors? So this is why there's a massive fight for attention right now, and it's so hard to pierce through. There's 8 billion video views daily on Facebook from 550 million users. 100 billion Google searches a month. 70 billion blog posts published every month on WordPress alone, let alone Squarespace and Wix and GoDaddy. 4 billion people use social media every single day. And there are millions of businesses with long runways, meaning they have a hell of a lot more money to invest in marketing than you do, which makes their runway much longer than yours, meaning they can go without a sale longer than you. You can't beat them at their own game, right? You can't outrun them on their own highway. But what you can do is take a trip on a different highway. What those stats are telling me is that there is a hell of a lot of people who are looking for solutions, who are looking for the next thing that will help them move the needle forward. And that could be you. So instead of trying to sell something, be more relevant and extremely helpful. Now, of course, having said that, being relevant and helpful is, of course, much easier when you first know and own what you stand for. When you first know and own what you stand for. Be clear about what business you're in, right? And what you want to be known for. Be clear about that. Because that should be the driving force behind all of your marketing and all of your communications. Most people think that branding is a logo and a website. And is a logo and a website important to a brand? Yes, of course. Without that, it would be really hard. A website job is to be the best spokesperson for you 24/7. So is the logo and a website and all of the material important? Yes, but branding is so much more than that. Branding is how people feel when they buy your product or service. Branding is how people feel about the experience that you provide. Because again, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Brands are defined by people and emotion, not by companies and markets anymore. Those days are gone. So knowing what your brand stands for means having a clear brand DNA. And I'll go through the 4 elements. There's 10 elements in a brand DNA, but I'm going to share 4 with you. 1 is your internal mission, how you want to leave people feeling. And overall, a brand DNA is the foundation, right? It's the foundation that makes you you, and that is designed to unleash your genius in ways that resonates with your ideal clients. So I don't want to hear mission statement. A mission statement is a swear word at LeapZone. The F word isn't though, that's very clear. But nobody cares about a mission statement. Every time I ask, what's your mission statement? People go, I have it somewhere on my website. Yeah, no. I don't care that you have a mission statement. I care that you and your team are on a mission. And a mission is about how you want to leave people feeling. Just 1 or 2 words for everybody on your team to know and remember and live through that and operate through that. At LeapZone, our internal mission is to leave people feeling on fire and unstoppable. It's why we do what we do, and we work at delivering that day in and day out. And if you ask Deidre, if you ask Luciano that are here on the call, if you ask anybody on my team, they will tell you that our mission is to leave people feeling on fire and unstoppable. You're not going to hear it's somewhere on our website. The second ingredient is your brand promise, which is your measurable accountability. That is what you promise day in and day out. It's what you deliver come rain or shine. It cannot be quality. It cannot, because again, quality is a staple. So what do we promise at LeapZone? Clarity, pivotal shifts, and momentum. It doesn't have to be 3 words. Domino's Pizza, they promised 20 minutes delivery, or it's free. I think it was them. So it could be a time, it could be words, but it has to be what your clients want and need the most. The third factor is the X factor. So that's the thing that makes you irresistible. It's why I would choose you over your competitor. Why do people choose us? Because we are a branding, marketing, and coaching agency under one roof, which means that when we work with clients, they get to work with us on all aspects of their business. And if I was to describe my business in 2 words, it would be outcome, overcome. We help our clients implement and reach their outcome by overcoming what needs to be overcome, right? Obviously. So that brings growth and fulfillment, and that totally sets us apart. Most companies, most clients have to go and get 5-6 different people, 5-6 different companies to have what we offer under one roof. That totally sets us apart. The fourth factor is your interrupter. That's your provocative brand stand. And that is your room divider. It's what people go, I resonate with what she's saying, or she's on crack. Either way, it's better than being gray, being in the middle, being ignored. Our interrupter, we have many at LeapZone, but one of them is be massively relevant and helpful or die. A doctor could debate me that they're not going to die. People are not going to die from that. They could die from other things. But in my world, if you're not being found and if you're not resonated with in business, you're not going to be purchased. And if nobody buys you, you're not going to stay alive. That's a fact. And by the way, your interrupter alone can give you months of content inspiration. And that's why I've laid down the rule and the law a little bit on these 4 factors, because talking about marketing without being clear about this is pointless. It's going to cost you a lot of money, and it's going to take a hell of a lot of patience for you to actually grow. You'll inch. It's the difference between inching forward and quantum leaping forward. So now I want to introduce you to the first ingredient of the threesome of awesome that will change the way you do business. So we call it the Leap Zone Helpfulness Pledge. And this pledge comes with a warning. And the warning is, this pledge comes with, it requires a lot of guts and courage. And it also brings huge rewards. It takes guts and courage to create amazingly helpful material and then give it away for free against the currency online, which is name and email, right? It takes guts and courage to put yourself out there and tell it like you see it. Take a stand for what you believe. It takes guts and courage to trust that your people, your tribe of prospects and clients will reward you eventually when with their attention, right? And with their business, with actually exchanging money with you against your services or your products. And it takes guts and courage to go above and beyond constantly, right? Above and beyond the call of duty to make a real difference. And I can tell you, I know that you can know this as well, it is massively rewarding. All right, so let's look at the first ingredient of the Helpfulness Pledge. And the first ingredient is outshine. That is all about making a big difference through acts of kindness. Creating and highlighting acts of kindness and continually inspiring your customers and your prospects to share theirs, but to do that through your brand. So I want to give you some examples of that. FedEx is a great example. I give larger organization examples because everybody knows them. So FedEx has a campaign called Made Possible By. And what they do is they have their team members or community heroes doing exactly that, random acts of kindness. And I don't know if you've heard this story, but there's a FedEx driver that took time out of his busy day to shovel snow from a porch and a sidewalk of a woman's property. And she had recently, he didn't know this, but she had recently lost her husband to cancer. And she had a surveillance camera that allowed her to actually see what the delivery person was doing. And so that was not that much time out of his day, and it totally made hers. Now, what did that do, right? It brightened her day, and better yet, it inspired others to do the same. That video went on the news, it went viral. They didn't mean to make this viral. It happened because it was helpful and out of the blue. It wasn't expected. It wasn't done to go viral. But if you look at FedEx's internal mission, is to leave people feeling cared for. I bet you she felt cared for. So see, when you have a mission statement, you never remember what it is. When you have a word or two words, your whole team remembers, and your whole team lives to operate with it and to deliver it. At Leap Zone, we have a campaign called Love Matters. And Love Matters is where everyone on our team is responsible to gift. They have the permission, basically, to gift a coaching session or an equine guided transformation session to someone who needs it but can't afford it. Maggie and I love leaving Margarita's book somewhere on a bench. I'm also known to leave a $5 or $10 bill in a pair of jeans that I'm trying in a store, just for the next person to be wowed and surprised and delighted. Imagine you try a pair of jeans and you put your hand in the pocket and suddenly you get a $10 bill. Awesome, right? But that's the key. And our mission, our internal mission, is to leave people feeling on fire and unstoppable. Ritz-Carlton, going above and beyond the call of duty. I'm sure that you have heard about the teddy bear story. It's been many years of that. But a little kid lost his teddy bear, left his teddy bear behind. The family went back home, and then they went, oh no, the teddy bear left at the hotel. In the meantime, Ritz-Carlton staff took pictures with the teddy bear at the pool, at the restaurant, at the spa, and wrote letters, emails to the kid and the family to actually say, hey, your teddy bear is just enjoying a little bit longer of a vacation. Now, meanwhile, he was in transit back. But before, they would drip super awesome information to the kid to, give him peace of mind that his partner, his fuzzy partner in crime, was on his way back. And RIT's internal mission is to leave people feeling like family. Do you think that actually went a long way? I bet it did. It went all over the news again. And if you research it online, you'll find the story. Again, it's all about one or two words, and suddenly you find ways to create acts of kindness. And that just makes a massive difference. So my question to you is, how do you want to leave people feeling? And what will you implement in your business today to deliver that feeling? Because a brand that shines with kindness is a brand that makes life better. And a brand that makes life better gets rewarded with the satisfaction of first contribution and then a whole lot of attention from media and your ideal clients. So make a list of at least 12 acts of kindness that aligns with your brand foundation, and just implement one. Start with one. It'll make you feel great. It'll make your team feel great. And of course, it'll make people talk about you and feel good about the impact that you're bringing to the world. All right, the second ingredient is out-teach. That's what I call acts of service. And as I said earlier, in every problem, therein lies the next solution. And in every solution, therein lies the next problem. Be a brand that contributes in sharing and teaching what you know. You're good at what you do. Share your brilliance and share it freely. Sharing is caring, and caring creates trust. And trust turns prospects into customers, and customers into loyal fans. So I want to give you examples of out-teaching. Dunk is a swimming pool company. And what Dunk has done during the crash of 2009, because as you can imagine, if you can't put food on the table, you're not going to get a swimming pool for your backyard, right? So what they did is answer simply, this is free on a blog, very simple. What they did is they answered every pool-related questions that they could find online. And by doing that, they went from certain death to being one of the most trusted pool company in North America. All they did is decided to be helpful and to educate for free their clients and prospects about what to do, what not to do in a daily Q&A blog post. What does Dunk promise? A healthy and happy backyard. Another example, I love Trello. I don't know if you guys know about Trello. It's a software, it's a project management software. And Trello has a little mascot called Taco. And Taco, the little educating mascot. And this company has super helpful and creative ways to share and use, to share how to use Trello. And I remember at the very beginning of the pandemic, they created food sharing, recipe sharing Trello boards where everybody from all over the world could share recipes and connect and collaborate through a Trello board. Brilliant! It gets people collaborating, it gets to promote their products, and literally they get to help people organize, and that's their promise, by the way. They believe, and their promise is an organized mind and workspace, and that, believe me, they do deliver. At LeapZone, we have Leap TV, which I've talked about a little earlier, and that is branding and business growth show. And let me tell you, I invested a lot of time in sharing, and I still do, in sharing free, entertaining, and valuable strategies to help business owners to be the first, be the best, or the only. And I have well over 70 Leap TV episodes and over 50 Leap Tools tutorials. All of that is for free. And Leap Tools, the tutorials, you need to give name and email to have access. Leap TV, optional. It's all there for the taking. Our promise at LeapZone, clarity, pivotal shifts, and momentum. And if I'm in your day-to-day teaching you and training you on a constant basis and you love it and you implement and you get results, then I create trust. And that makes me happy because you're implementing and you're creating results, right? And eventually, when you need something, if you already love and trust and know me, if you need something, chances are you will come to me. That's what I want you to do. right? So the key here is to not be afraid. I get a lot of questions on what is too much, and I don't want to educate for free too much because then people won't buy. Yes, there is a fine line, but ultimately it's about giving enough for people to be able to create short wins and not too much that they leave satiated and they don't need you. But if people say, oh my God, I get all of this as part of working with her for free, I can't imagine if I invested how much more value I would and results I would create. That's how trust gets built. So what can you do to educate your prospects and your clients? A Facebook Live weekly series, your own podcast, your own clubhouse room, valuable weekly articles on LinkedIn, an evergreen webinar, a masterclass, an audio program. Because a brand that educates freely and frequently is a brand that makes life better, and a brand that makes life better gets rewarded with satisfaction, and of course the satisfaction of the contribution, and of course the pleasure of creating impact and creating attention from clients and prospects. And last but certainly not the least ingredient of the Helpfulness Pledge is outwit, and that is probably my favorite. So acts of brilliance. The smart way to be successful is to be massively valuable, right? Once you're valuable, success has no choice but to show up, right, to you. Success is a byproduct of being of value. And when you learn to leverage your customers' creativity, ingenuity, and love for your brand, you win. GoPro does this really well. GoPro, they leverage their customers' creativity brilliantly. Every GoPro ad out there is basically a snowboarder, a skateboarder, a biker that just love to showcase their brilliance. And every time they do that, every time they have a shenanigans video about them breaking their necks, basically it's an ad for GoPro. And GoPro's purpose is to help you capture life as you live it. Share the experience and pass on the stoke. So they're all about passing on the stoke. And they do that really well. Survivor is a show that we all know. If you do not know Survivor, you've probably been under a rock for the last, 15 years. Survivor have a way to include their fans in their whole process. So they allow their super fans to come up with and design challenges for the show. Like imagine being a super fan of that show and having a chance to be a part of the brilliance of the show. I mean, I saw a small kid once in the end of the show, and he had designed one of the challenge, and boy, he felt like $1 million. Of course he would. Simply Piano is also another company that does this really well. That's an app for teaching you how to play piano. And Simply Piano, man, what they do is they highlight their customers' progress and their customers' wins. And that's super engaging. It's way more engaging and encouraging instead of Simply Piano going, here's what we do, here's what we help you do, you're gonna play piano. They actually show someone in the first 3 days, in the first week, in the first 4 weeks, the same song, how they played the beginning and how they play at the end. Again, they're leveraging their customers' progresses and wins, and instead of them saying we're all that in the bag of chips, it's their customers that actually show the results. And if you want to play piano, you're going to most likely choose that app over any other app because you're like, oh, I want that kind of result in the short amount of time. So all great examples to have you and help you outwit. So how can you do that? Contests, case studies, challenges, flash mobs. We once did a flash mob at Leap Zone for our Built to Rock program. I didn't want to have a talking head video. It's not part of my brand. So we went to Gastown, shot a flash mob, and that has become the video promotion for our Built to Rock system, our Built to Rock program. All of those ideas are absolutely free, and they're uber fun ways to outdo yourself and, of course, outwit your competitors. And a brilliant brand that engages their clients and prospects is a brand that makes life better. And a brand that makes life better gets rewarded with satisfaction of contribution and of course, a whole lot of attention. So there you have it. The impactful three, the threesome of awesome. But that little threesome actually comes with a caveat, like probably all threesomes. There's always a caveat somewhere. Don't go there. Don't, your mind's in the gutter right now. Get out of there. So the thing is, we all tell ourselves a lie, and it's the exact same lie. And that lie is that our customers are too busy. They're too busy to visit our website. They're too busy to attend our webinar. They're too busy to watch the masterclass. They're too busy to fill out the needs assessment form. Not true. It's not about being too busy, because when you give someone the information that they want in the format that they prefer, and when they need it, they somehow find the time, right? They somehow find the time to consume that information. Suddenly the time magically happens. So if your marketing isn't working like you want it to, it's not about them being too busy. It's that what you're giving them is not relevant or not helpful enough, or not promoted enough, or in ways for them to actually notice it to be consumed. Because when people have a problem that is painful enough, they will do and pay anything to find a good solution. In fact, your prospect will buy. That's a fact. They will buy. The question is, will they buy you or will they buy someone else? I remember being at an event with one of my members, and this client did not have $997 at the very beginning. She didn't have $900 to actually buy something that she really needed. And I invited her to an event, and that event, there was someone who was selling a $20,000 mastermind. And lo and behold, that person purchased the $20,000 mastermind. Proving my point that people will buy when they're compelled, and when they're attached to the what, and to the result, and to the transformation enough. So where there's a will, there's a way, is what I'm saying. So now, be louder and risk losing the battle, or become massively relevant and helpful. Because remember, if you sell something, you make a customer today. But if you help and delight someone, you earn a customer for life, because help beats hype, always. And so my point is this. When you're crystal clear about how you want to leave people feeling, which is your internal mission, when you're crystal clear about what makes you accountable, which is your brand promise, what makes you different, which is your X factor, and what makes you relevant and resonating and seen, that is your interrupter. And when you create marketing material that is so valuable that people would happily pay for it, what happens? The right people will buy you and your product and your service, period. Assuming, of course, that you know how to create and deliver irresistible offers that are designed to turn your prospects into clients, because, this is where the rubber meets the road. And also, this is where 97% of business owners leave thousands of dollars on the table every day, to my dismay. And that saddens me truly, because it can totally be fixed with the right strategies, the right support, the right tools. And, my mom was right then, and she's still right today. Help beats hype every day, and developing a growth strategy that makes life better and brings in ideal clients, that's much easier said than done. It's what needs to be done, and it's certainly not happening by accident. That happens by design, and it all starts with you getting the right, as I said, strategies, right, and in place, and the right support to actually get the right things done. Because there's a lot of trivial many in the world. There's very few vital few. And it's understanding what is vital and what is trivial in your business that makes the biggest difference. So just before we go to Q&A here, I promised that I would share with you a few ways to connect with me and my team to go deeper on what can help you and pivot in ways that are going to be impactful for you. So one of the first things here is a masterclass of mine called Get Paid Well for Your Genius, where I share the 3 major warning signs that your small business is set up to fail in today's economy. And Dan Locke, if you know Dan Locke, he's the millionaire mentor. He said about this masterclass, he said, this training will change the way potential clients see you forever. And so it's about 90 minutes, super potent and entertaining, absolutely free. Just go to leapzonestrategies.com/getpaidwell. And the second piece is an opportunity to get on an insight call so that we can identify the number one point of leverage for you to increase your relevance, your impact, and your prospect to client conversion, right? Because having a ton of prospects doesn't go anywhere if they don't ever convert into a client. So if you've resonated with what I've shared today, if you want to continue the conversation, if you're tired of doing a bunch of efforts that don't lead to any massive value or massive impact or transformation, hop on a call with one of us. You got nothing to lose. It's absolutely free. All you have to do is go to leapzonestrategies.com/rise. You're going to fill out a needs assessment. And we need enough information up front from you to be able to be impactful on that call, which is why we're asking you to fill out a needs assessment first. But as you know, by now we promise clarity, pivotal shifts, and momentum. And that's why we ask for a little bit of information so that we can be impactful in this call. And there is also my Build to Rock program. I've talked about it a little bit. It's by application only, and it's 8 modules that talks about in 4 key areas. We help in this program, we help with focus and time management, brand positioning, marketing and social media, and business growth planning. So if you're interested to know more about Build to Rock, just go to buildtorock.com, read the page there, and you can apply. It doesn't cost anything to apply, and we do have a COVID discount right now that is sizable. And let's see if you can, if you qualify for this discount. There's no point of doing it alone. Some people like us at LeapZone, other people as well who do what we do, that can help you increase your impact way faster than if you were to do it alone. If you were to go into a forest, would you rather have a map to actually go through the forest, or would you rather test it out on your own? For one, I like shortcuts and smart shortcuts, so I prefer having a map up front to move the needle forward here. So what I want to do now is I want to just open it up to questions. These are the places here that you can connect with me on Facebook, on our website, Build to Rock and Leap TV, and of course our needs assessment at leapzonestrategies.com/rise. So I'm going to unshare my screen here because I want to start seeing you guys. I'd love to connect. What I'd love to know is, what are some questions or insights or aha moments or ideas that you're like, oh, I'm going to implement this. I always love to connect with attendees, members towards the end too. And of course, this is also free coaching, right? If you have a question that I can answer, I'll be happy to do so. So Luch, are there any thoughts, questions?
Yep. Hello, everybody. Sorry, let me unpin so we can have people share here. So yes, we have from Rena here. She would like to know that she just launched her life coaching business, and she's asking how you grew your company to 7 figures, how long it took, and what's a reasonable amount of time to do so. So.
All right. It did not take very long. However, it did take a lot of love, attention, and intention. So it took 4 or 5 years. My first, this is my second business. I think it took 4 or 5 years, and it took a lot of attention, a lot of intelligent marketing, a lot of what I'm talking about in this masterclass here. Literally, I think I bought, probably in 25 years of business, I probably bought, I don't know, $2,500 worth of ads. I did not do it with ads. I do it with educating, right? Doing master classes, Leap TV. This is why I have 78 Leap TV episodes, because when people connect with the Leap TV episode, chances are they're going to want to know more. They're going to fill out a needs assessment. Or this is why I have a Leap Zone Learning Lab. I have a bunch of amazing, extremely inexpensive programs that live on the Leap Zone Learning Lab. And So I did it all with speaking, with educating, and with making life better, wowing and delighting. We have things in our processes at LeapZone that are designed to wow and delight, and that truly is how I've done it. And anybody can do this. It depends on, not depends. It relies on having intelligent subject lines for your emails. You know, if you have an email that doesn't get open, then no matter what goodness you have in it, it won't get read, right? So it's about learning about marketing and learning about what resonates with people, what will people open, what they won't open. All of that plays a role in building a successful business. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Isabelle, I mean, just to continue on that, I mean, I know inside of what you were saying is this, a lot of the lead magnets that you create are out in the world doing their job, bringing people back to our needs assessment. I think that's a big part of
It is.
what it is, right?
It's a big part. It's many lead magnets. A lead magnet is something that someone will want. So if I said, like, I offered you a couple of lead magnets right now, right? One of them was my masterclass of Get Paid Well for Your Genius. That's a masterclass that people have watched and rewatched and watched again. And every time I promote it, people go and subscribe to it for free. And from there, they're in our community, right? And so chances are they're going to want to, they're going to want to learn more. But if you have 5, 6, 7 of these things, I call it all roads lead to Rome. Rome in this case is me, but Rome in this case can be you, right? So the key is to have a few potent, resonating things. It could be a cheat sheet, a checklist, an infographic with a strategy or a map. It doesn't have to be complicated. This could be created in minutes. And then you promote that piece that leads people to you. And that's being helpful and being able to outshine other people that are spending a lot of money on ads. Now, I'm not dissing ads. Ads are important. There are people who literally have built many millions of dollar businesses online educating through ads. The problem with ads is you're at the mercy of the platforms, and the platforms change all the time, and people lose a lot of money, and it changes all the time. So it's just better to educate people. And one way that just came back to me, I'm so glad I thought of that. Instead of doing ads, because I saw Dirk's face earlier when I said I didn't do ads a lot, and you went, whoa. What I do is joint venture partners. So I partner with people who have good, large communities, and they vet me in the community so that they will send an email on my behalf promoting my lead magnet. That is absolutely free, and it's vetted. It's way better than any ads you could ever have.
Yep. Good. We have more questions here, but maybe what we can do is have Dirk maybe finish off, and then we'll stay around for more questions. That way we can finish up within the hour. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense, but it would be Kim, not Dirk. So.
Okay.
I'm not worthy.
Hey, I thought I heard one thing. Anyways, I appreciate that. That sounds good. All right, so go ahead, Kim, and then we'll come back.
I am going to butt in and just say thank you to the Chamber and Isabelle for letting Leadership Vancouver Island be a part of this. And thanks so much for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Well, Dirk, it was an easy sale because you knew the value, because you've been in the session before and you know what Isabelle brings to the table. So thanks very much to Isabelle, and of course, thanks to Leadership Vancouver Island. I'm sure that the links that you will make, I'm speaking to you in the audience here, the links that you'll make with Isabelle through the follow-up will be rewarding. We heard so many good things after our first session with LeapZone and about the follow-ups in there. Especially liked your energy, your thoughts, your ideas on word of mouth. Give them something good to talk about, certainly. Yes. Wow and delight your customers. Yeah, I think we start out by doing that, but some of us lose our shine at some point, and it becomes too routine. So never forget that that's what your customers want. Your internal mission. Somebody just asked me the other day, what is the Chamber's mission statement? I was like, I don't know what the mission statement is because it was written about 10 years ago, but I know what my mission is and was able to share that. So that's very important. outshine, trust, educate freely, outwit, and the impactful three, of course, outshine, outteach, and outwit. Um, Thanks very much. Thank everybody for joining the chamber. If you have to leave or if you're going to stick around, we will be back on June 10th with another session from Lift Marketing from the Jimmy Pattison Group. And then we're back on June 18th with a session from Vancouver Island Green Business Collective. So find out about greening the local economy in that one. And June 24th, we'll be talking with the Nanaimo Community Foundation about the great work that they do in this community and what they've done for the past year during COVID and how they've been vital to the community. Then we'll welcome Isabelle back in September. Just watch the Chamber events calendar. And if you want to rewatch today's presentation and pick up and focus on any points that Isabelle was making, we'll have it posted to our YouTube channel by later this afternoon. So stick around if you like. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay local. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'm totally willing to stay for as long, like a couple, 10 minutes. I do have a meeting right after this, but I'm happy to stay. And I saw a couple of questions. Leah was asking me, you know, that wickedly talented branding and coaching agency. As she was on my website, she's asking, what is this? Is this, what kind of statement is this? Is this your value proposition? That is our descriptor. So that describes not only who we are, but what we do. So it's a descriptor that is boosted on superfoods because it tells people who we are. Also, our website has lots of personality. We have a couple of photos in there that, you know, if you feel that this is too bold just by the feeling, obviously we're probably not going to be a right fit to work with one another. That's what you want your website to do for you. You want your website to be the best spokesperson for you. And so that is it's a descriptor that describes who we are, what we do, who we do it for even. I mean, that's why I said it's a superfood, right? Because it's, you know, we're a wickedly talented branding, marketing, and coaching agency. Here's who we are. Born to help people, businesses, and brand. Here's who we help live up to their full potential. You may not know exactly what kind of coaching or training that we do, but you sure know I'm not selling bananas, right? So that's super helpful right there. So hope that helps, Leah.
All right, good. And if there are more questions, please put them in the chat. One of the things that often comes up, Isabelle, is that you know, you give lots of great points as you did today, but it sounds time consuming. You know, I mean, you know, I got lots to do in my business, as you know. It sounds time consuming. You know, what would you say to that?
Well, it's time consuming short term, and it's massively rewarding long term. So the reason why I have things that are evergreen is because you work at recording a video once, and then that video works for you for months and years and weeks. So, you know, of course, marketing it's not a short sight decision. It's a long sight decision, right? So you have to make decisions that are going to help you today, but you also have to make decisions that are going to compound to helping you over time. And that's the vital versus trivial, right? There are lots of important things that you need to do today, but if you never get to do marketing that's going to keep on the gift that keeps on giving, then you're going to end up working more because you're always reinventing, always creating new things. But if you create a few things and leverage them in a variety of different ways, like a Leap TV episode can have 5, 6 social media posts and an article on LinkedIn and a Facebook Live to promote this. One Leap TV episode can give me content for a month, 2 months if I want to, right? So it's about leverage at this point once you have a good foundation.
Yeah, and there are times, Isabelle, when we get, you know, leads come in and we don't even know where it came from because there's so many different magnets out there because it's always out there attracting. So I mean, that's also another big point that they start to accumulate, especially when they're evergreen, so to speak. So that's great. Anyone else have any other questions?
I'm trying to read, like there's a lot in the chat, but there's a lot, lots of good insights and stuff like that. Oh, there's someone that just wrote, thank you so much for your knowledge today. You're welcome. And you know where to find me, leapzonestrategies.com/rise. That's a way to have a conversation with me and or Luciano and or Deidre, and depending on scheduling and all that. But I'm always happy to continue conversations and answer questions, because at the end of the day, the more helpful I am, the more you will win. The more you win, the more we all win. That's how I think, right?
And
Cool.
Dirk?
Yeah, I'm lousy at typing, so I thought I'd see if I could. Just something that struck me is just that the aspect of kindness and the acts of kindness. And awesome customer service doesn't necessarily have to cost much more, but somehow you can actually charge more for it, which is always a great thing to remember. And I think it's often, when we have two competing businesses, it's oftentimes the one that provides better customer service is the one that we stick with.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And I thank you for that, because it's always a good reminder to have that for my business.
Yeah, and any of the ideas that I shared this morning, none of them cost anything, right?
Yeah.
Like you can actually do them on your own and not, or you could delegate it to someone, obviously. But none of this includes a big budget, right? So yeah, cool.
Good.
Yeah, and if anybody has any questions or any ideas or for future chamber programming, like I said, Isabelle will be back with us in the fall, and we have plenty of planning time to put other programs together for you between September and December. We're going to take the summer off like everybody should.
Yeah, agreed.
I like that.
There we go. I got to head out. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Great session.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
Isabelle. Thanks, Luch.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
everybody.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.